Hey y'all, it's me, Bree, at Cryptic Tales of Tarot. If I sound tired, it's because I am. So give me a break, and I am finished with cleansing my other tarot cards. For those of you who don't know, there's 78 cards in the tarot deck. 78. But with oracle cards, you don't have as much. So, anyways, I talked about the new moon that had happened in Virgo and psychic attacks, and this topic is gonna be about psychic attacks and narcissists. So get your popcorn ready. After that, you can take your nap just like I am. Microfones. Don't get up. Camera. Oh, 111 on the timer. Okay. If you're new to my channel, welcome. But if not, cool. Nice to see you here. So, well, I hope you guys are having a good day. If not, try to find something to cheer yourselves up. For me personally, I like to listen to metal music to cheer myself up. And I'll tell you what, so the Virgo moon was yesterday, but here's the thing. Before I go on, just as obviously I've mentioned before that this channel is not meant for kids, because there's topics in here that discuss things that are only meant for adults. And this talks about nasty things that narcissists do, especially when it comes to them having knowledge of the occult, okay, and spell work and voodoo, black magic, all of that. And for people who have experienced attacks like these, I feel horrible for them, including myself, because this karmic masculine is mentally ill and knows about the occult and, doesn't want to stop, and they're not going to stop until they get arrested. 311 on the timer, which means don't give up on love. Okay, and anyways, because it was also a solar eclipse, the new moon in Virgo is in a solar eclipse. That means that the power, the energy is 10 times stronger. So you definitely could have felt the energy coming on the day before, which was September 20th, and then the 21st, and then today. The energy is starting to die out today, but like I said, when it comes to eclipses, give it another week after that, and you will feel much smoother. Because I know for some people, it put them on edge, and then as the energy moves on, you feel better again. That's how I am usually. It's just I get sensitive to the energies. I do. And when you're put on edge, especially with all of these, the karmic masculine and the coven and bad juju and all these things, you are on edge because you know that they've been operating around the moon cycles, the new moon and the full moon. So that's two attacks each month. And because this was, extra powerful, you were probably thinking, "Oh, shit, What's coming next? Just mentally and emotionally brace yourself. Ay, coño. Let's see here. You know, this karmic who is definitely a narcissist, these people together with him, not only were they brutal and ruthless and relentless, but I don't think they had any concern for human nature, human beings at all. That's a fucking scary thought, yo. 555 on the timer. Anyways, going back to the eclipse. Yeah. Here's something to add to your dictionaries if you don't know about horoscopes and dictionaries. Like I said, the side effects last longer and they're stronger. People who experience anxiety or nervousness, it gets worse. So you may have to double up on your anti-anxiety meds sometimes. Okay. I hope that made sense. That honestly, I mean, I don't know how to make heads or tails about how I feel personally about the new moon. I mean, on one hand, I know that the full moon characteristics are all about, getting clean, cleaning your house, your space, getting rid of shit that's unnecessary that you don't use anymore, and, people, places, and things that no longer serve you. Bad habits like, maybe you need to stop smoking, or maybe you're overeating or undereating. Get back into yoga or meditation, what have you. And I don't think it's just for the collective, but I think everybody in the whole world should do that. Get into new routines and regimens. This is what the new moon is about. But how do I say? When you are trying to accomplish your daily tasks, don't do it out of, irritation. Do everything with love because all intentions should be done with love. Forever, when you're angry or annoyed or just chill out, man. 808 on the timer, like just chill out. And especially if you have to drive somewhere. I have seen too many people, okay, that, shit, I gotta go grocery shopping. That's a part of my daily task. Fuck. They get pissed off about something and then they have road rage and they end up crashing. I'm done with the ranting. Just wanted to talk about the new moon and the characteristics that come with it. And also, besides cleaning up and changing your routines, talks about, love as well, you know, and doing everything with love. Don't be a hateful son of a bitch. Hmm. So now it's time to get to the meat and potatoes. As I was talking earlier about psychic attacks are nothing to fuck with, and the symptoms are horrible. So with that being said, you must be wondering, what the hell are they? And why do people do them? Well, take some notes. What is a psychic attack? It's when a person consciously and intentionally sends negative energy towards the victim with the intention of hurting or or harming them psychically, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Okay, these attacks are brutal, relentless, vicious, and based on jealousy, envy, and spite. Person attacking the victim has negative emotions towards that person because maybe there was a terrible event that happened between them. But here's the thing, in your mind and other people's minds, they may think, oh, that was a petty situation, whatever. But to that person who's attacking you, oh no, it was a big to do for them. And so, yeah, they blame the victim for having shitty memories of that incident. Therefore, the attacker will send the victim all kinds of negative and evil energy to cause as much trouble as possible. These energies are so bad that the victim feels like they're walking through hell's fire and brimstone. Boy, let me tell you. Let me fucking tell you. If I even got started on the shit, we would be here, like I said, for forever today. Hmm. And they just want to create, how do I say, even for the smallest daily tasks that you have to complete, they've always got to throw something at you to make the simplest shit more complicated than what it's got to be. It's like, oh, you're doing, the dishes or, the laundry, and then it's like, fuck, the washing machine doesn't work anymore. The dryer blew out. Fuck. Or, you're trying to use a damn outlet, to plug in the damn light, whatever, and all of the outlets don't work. I'm not joking. I am really, really not fucking joking. You're thinking to yourself, really? How in the hell do none of the outlets in your room don't work? And then with the dryer, trying to figure out, the damn air filter and shit. It's not dirty. There's no problems with it. And you check the pipes, the flow pipes behind it, they're fine. It's like, what the hell's going on here? And then sometimes a victim will end up spending money that they really don't have to spend to figure out what's going on wrong with the electronics. See, making daily shit more complicated than what it's gotta be. I know they find it fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. I'm just saying. Probably the worst part of it all is that the victim has no idea just how bad these attacks are gonna be because it all depends on how pissed off the assailant is. Ooh. Oh, as mentioned earlier, the attack could be due to a bad memory of the victim who has had a serious grudge against the victim ever since. Furthermore, the person sending the attacks is still brooding over the grudge constantly to the point where they become obsessed with hurting their victim every second, with every hour, every minute, every day. It literally becomes a total obsession that takes over their entire life. All they ever think about is how they can hurt their victim. 1441 on the timer. Yeah, these spiritual attacks, psychic attacks, were no fucking joke, people. I mean, And if you're constantly thinking 24/7 how to hurt somebody, and especially over something stupid, petty, but they don't think it's stupid or petty, you got a problem. Not problem, but problem. You got a problem. You need to get your fucking noggin checked because you got some fucking screws loose. Anyways, with that being said, more often than not, these attacks are sent willingly by individuals because, I mean, sometimes it's just one person, but there are cases where you have the karmic masculine, and then collective population has been dealing with coven as well. So not only are you dealing with that one person, but you could be dealing with a whole group, okay, that has knowledge of the occult, the paranormal, curses, hexes, incantations, voodoo, black magic, and even necromancy. So, can you believe necromancy? I mean, summoning up all kinds of shit from the dead. That I mean, they don't know who these people are. I guarantee fucking to you, they had no idea who these people were, whether they were good spirits, bad spirits, whatever. But they're still conjuring. The only reason why I laughed at that is because it's the stupidity behind it with you're that fucking desperate to get revenge like that. Like, dude, only in my case, they were they took this shit to another level. They actually did graveyard dirt magic as well. So it wasn't just necromancy. This was graveyard dirt magic too. See? And what they didn't know about me is that, you see, in a way, I'm kind of lucky that I'm half Cuban from my mother's side. And she educated me on the occult with this shit. So, about the evil eye, you know about Santeria, Brujeria, you know about voodoo, which isn't always bad. You know about voodoo. I'm glad she educated me on that actually. Power, psychic attacks, scent. Negative, angry, and jealous energy. Thoughts. Like, I know that my karmic masculine was angry at me for abandoning him, and others may have been jealous of me for many reasons, but I don't care. Whatever the fuck people think about me, I don't care. What's really concerning is the fact that when you leave somebody, they just feel abandoned like that. That's I don't know. I've never experienced that. 1919 on the timer. And then you have verbal abuse. Gossiping. This was one of the biggest issues for me. Constantly talking shit and spreading rumors about me, which were brutal in nature, and they couldn't be further from the truth. Like I said, I mean, I don't give a shit. You want to call a whore? Okay, a slut of this, pregnant, fake pregnant, affairs, drug addict, alcoholic. Da, 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 da. I'm none of those. See, people who talk shit about other people and say, oh, that person is XYZ, it's really because those people are X, Y, and Z. Black magic and spell working, oh yes. This was done on a constant and daily basis, especially every month during the full moon and the new moon cycles, 2 attacks each month. There was always something. Always, without fail, man. But hell, if I could write a list about everything that happened, we'd be here forever. It's never ending. Like I said in my last recording, it would be a fucking saga of Harry Potter, Twilight, and The Lord of the Rings. All combined. 2121 the timer. Voodoo. I know that several people had voodoo dolls and used them to cause me physical harm. And tons of people paid practitioners in different countries to do voodoo on me too. Not stupid. Evil spells and curses. Oh, yeah. Once again, this was done on a regular excuse me, basis. Just like the black magic and the gossip. This karmic masculine in the coven would be doing all kinds of shit on me, regardless of whether it was during the new moon or full moon. They just wanted to attack me as much as they could and make daily living feel like a major mountain, like turning a mountain out of a fucking molehill, man. Making shit harder than it had to be. Let's see, a necromancy, yep, and engaged along with graveyard dirt magic, can send out a psychic attack. Just about anyone, okay? But a psychic attack is a very personal type of attack, which means they're sent by people we know or have had a interaction with, rather than being sent by a stranger. The individual sending out the attacks is trying to send negativity, pain, distress, and depression into your life because they want to create havoc intentionally as their grudge towards you just keeps getting worse by the day. At this point, if you realize that your life has turned into a train wreck over a few months or a year, then you need to start thinking about the people you're surrounding yourself with and question whether they're holding a grudge, okay? Or maybe you said something that pissed them off. And I mean, maybe you took it as a joke, but they didn't. Let me tell you, like, people are very sensitive these days. Seriously. People are very, very sensitive these days. And here's the most shocking information that I read. And with psychic attacks, they can be sent by someone who's mentally ill or someone who enjoys causing problems on others just for the hell of it and because they can. If you ask me, that is so spot on with the karmic masculine and the others in the coven. I mean, this karmic masculine, oh, they were laughing the whole fucking way. There was something wrong with them mentally. There were other people that were laughing right along who don't feel sorry. Some people feel sorry, but not everybody. I mean, to this day, there are some people, 24:54 on the timer before I say this, I know that there's a group of people that feel sorry for what they did, now that they know that I'm innocent. And then there's another group of people that are like they don't give a shit. Okay? And then, how do I know that you're being attacked? Fortunately, there's going to be times when you do know exactly who the culprit is. Think about love that's turned to hate. Basically, is there anyone that you have broken up with recently? And the ex just can't get over you, and now they're sending you the evil eye. This is the epitome of my karmic masculine. But we broke up over 9 years ago. Before I left, he begged me not to leave him after only dating for 6 months. I thought that it was weird that he was begging me not to leave him. It was like a child begging for their parent to not leave their room because they're afraid of the dark. I just thought that was fucking weird. And I dated my divine masculine for 3 years. So, I mean, there's something, yeah, mentally fucking wrong with the karmic. And shit, ask yourself who has reason to be jealous of you. Shit, maybe it could be a sibling or another family member of yours, coworker, your BFF, a frenemy, someone who's pretending to be your friend but they're actually jealous as hell of you, or even your next door neighbor. Ask yourself, do you have something or someone in your life that somebody else wants? And they'll do anything it takes to get it. This is the epitome of all the psychic attacks, man. See, more often than not, it's someone who wants your partner, your job, your house, your car, and all other luxuries that you own. In my situation, my karmic wants me back, but that'll never happen because he's mentally ill and he is a total danger to himself and society. And the divine masculine's karmic wants him back, and she's been jealous of me for years. Fine. Wow, 2757 when I said that one. Finally, is there anybody that you've recently upset? Once again, think about anyone that you've had an argument with recently and if it was minor. If it was minor to you, that is. Because when it comes to psychic attacks, there's no telling who takes certain arguments seriously to the grave, as they say, or those who just drop it and never bring it up again. I'll tell you, in my case, these psychic attacks started over 9 years ago when I left my karmic. Then it stirred up his abandonment issues. The attacks started slowly at first, so I wouldn't pick up on what was going on. The more time that went on, like a year later, I felt like something was off. Like I could smell the bullshit in the air. I did. Like for real, no joke. I could sense that something was off. And then after me and the divine masculine broke up, which I'm telling you, and there's so many other readers that have said the same shit, that there were breakup love spells going on between the karmic masculine and that karmic feminine. Because they thought it would be fucking hilarious to break them up so you could take this one and take that one. Those are what you call not only spiritual bullies, but just fucking assholes. Real fucking assholes of life. Jealousy because you want something or someone that you can't have because the other person is happy or whatever. And guess what? If there's something that you want that somebody else has, it's called getting a job and working to make money to get that thing that you want. You guys must be allergic to work. That ain't my problem. That's something you guys gotta work on. Hmm. Anyways, after that shit, all hell broke loose. And I've never met someone so cruel and evil and relentless in my entire life. I wholeheartedly believe that this karmic masculine needs to be hospitalized somewhere. Okay, and they need to be arrested for being a drug lord. Okay, fucking around with the dark web, tax fraud, and tax evasion, all of that shit. Arrest his ass first. 3121 on the timer when I said that. His ass needs to be arrested first. And then go to prison. And at this point in time of this person's life, I don't think that there's much they can do with therapy, possibly because therapy therapy sessions should have happened years ago with this person, but the prison may offer him therapy sessions, but I don't think that it's gonna work out because to this day I still sense suicidal tendencies. And I'm not the only reader out there that senses the same thing because this person, it with everything that they've done and the criminal charges against them when they find out, which I mean the FBI and private investigators have already found out, their world is done. They're not going to be able to handle just how tough prison is, and I hate to say it, but I see this person hanging themselves in the jail cell. I've seen that for months, and other readers have too. This person, they're too mentally far gone. Anyways, y'all, there you go. Psychic attacks and narcissists and people that you've pissed off and whatever. So that's shit for y'all to think about.